It's been a while since I've done something. Well, I've actually been doing something, I just haven't been recording it. So I met a neighbor at the lake who actually turned out to live in my neighborhood. I just met him at the lake. I didn't actually know that. But I gave him my contact information because his jet ski died on the water. And I told him, I'm really good at these. I know exactly what's wrong. And let's bust it out. I can get it done at my place. I don't charge much. And it shouldn't cost much. Well, here's where we're at, actually. This right here is the original engine. And as you can see, it's fully put together except for the bottom plate, rotary valve cover, carburetor, intake manifold, exhaust, blah, blah, blah. You get it, right? Well, that is an eBay engine. That is a used eBay engine, not remanufactured. So that's not SBT, but it's remanufactured, and it was actually pretty good price. That's why we have it. It has good compression. Rotary valve works. Everything is perfect on it. The only thing it didn't have was like a starter, exhaust manifold, carburetor, intake manifold, blah, blah, blah. That's why it was cheap, is because it was just basically the core. Piston cylinders, crankshaft, flywheel. Yeah, so basically all of this right here. Well, this engine is what's going to go into the ski, because this engine was in the ski when I met the guy. And right here, this is the legendary rotary valve. Now, I want everyone to pay attention, because I'm seeing a lot of rotary valve failures. All these guys are buying SEADOOs and stuff this season, because now it's summer, it's getting warm outside, people got money, and people want a jet ski, and this is what they find for cheap. Little do they know, it's literally about to destroy itself. Why? Now, obviously, these engines are 30 years old. Are they worn out? Most likely. Are most of them rebuilt already? Yes. But, rebuilt correctly? No. Right here. See this? This is an oil-filled port. Also, there's one right there. Now, this is what people are doing wrong. I'm going to show you, or I'll explain first. Basically, people are converting these engines to premix, which is exactly what you want to do. You do not want to run the oil injection pump anymore. It's 30 years old. It's ancient dinosaur technology. I'm telling you, it's not gonna last. You'll go on the water, you go for 15 minutes, and I promise you, it's gonna blow up. Now, if it's been replaced, and you are positive it's been replaced and it's working, go ahead, run it if you really want. But why? I'm going to ask you, why the hell are you going to get a jet ski, spend all this money, and then not take $15 out of your wallet to protect your $2,000, $3,000 investment? And if you paid that much, well, you better keep it running, because honestly, these jet skis, you can get them for $600-$700 in the exact same condition, just depending on where you look and how hard you try to look. Now, over in Washington, we got a lot of these going around, and the best part is none of these are running saltwater. Now, if you're in Florida, down south, Texas, New Orleans area, I, for some reason, have gotten a lot of people talking to me saying it's trashed. The whole thing is trashed because it's just completely saltwater, corroded. I don't know why people buy jet skis, take them to the ocean, and don't flush them, because that's literally all you would have to do. If you just flushed it as soon as you came out of the ocean, it would fix. It'd be fine. It would never die. If people just took a little bit of time. Either way, I'm ranting. Right here. Okay? People are not reading or doing the research, they're just assuming. So, I'm going to explain in this very simple video. Okay? This is the rotary valve. There's a brass gear behind this. This is on a shaft, there's a brass gear and a bearing and another bearing. It connects in a screwdriver type gear to your crankshaft, which is going this way. See how that's a 90 degree? It's a screwdriver. What does that mean? They intended this to fail. This is made of brass on the inside, meaning it is the failure point, not the crankshaft. If anything's going to go, it's this. This is about $70 to buy a whole new one, or it's like $30 just to buy the brass gear. Whatever, not worth it. Just buy the whole thing. Okay, don't cheap out when this fails. I'm telling you why. Everything's balanced from the factory. You have brand new bearings, brand new seals, everything. You're gonna put it in, you'll be done. It's so much simpler than trying to take this whole gear apart and separate everything, inspect it, and then come to find out, well, your bearings are trash or your seal is trash. Now, what is happening is, the reason these are failing is not because it's actually a poor design, but I think it's a poor design. That's why I go Yamaha, not SEADOO. But here, we got to make it work, right? They made it. It's 30 years old. It should still work. Well, this is why it doesn't work. You have a rotary valve cover, intake manifold, carburetor, and like the air box. It would sit like this, okay? In that order. Right here, there would be an oil pump. The oil pump has a plastic gear that touches this. Okay? What people are doing is they're taking the plug or the line, looks kind of like this, taking the line right off the oil pump and plugging the oil pump. And they think they did a premix conversion. Or they take these two lines, because there's a port here and one on the other side of the engine that I showed you. They're taking those and they're tying them together, thinking, we're done. Now we can just mix our gas in the gas tank and we're good to go. Yeah, that's great for your top end, but it does absolutely nothing for your bottom end. See, this brass gear in here is also supposed to stay cold, which it doesn't get cooled by water. It gets cooled by oil circulating. And why and how is very simple. So, as this engine is running, you have an oil tank right up here. Gravity feeds into this port. It's just a thick line exactly like this. You can see it on your ski if you have one. If not, go research it. It's very simple. SBT has a great post about this. Oil comes in here, gets force fed by gravity into an independent channel right here. You can tell that there's a channel. See this? That's the back of your rotary valve gear. What is this? It's literally another oil port, because it's just a channel separated from the rest of your crankshaft for oil to get forced gravity fed, then kind of pumped. I don't really know how it comes back out of this. I guess it just overfills because it's always displacing the oil. It does not burn the oil. This oil will come out of this port and go back to your tank. It's just going to circulate that oil. That's all it has to do. So if you just left these two lines attached, yeah, I'll show you on this other engine because it's already done. See, that's where the rotary valve is. See, that's the back of the engine. That's the front over there. This one goes to the bottom of the oil tank. This one is going to end up going to the top of the oil tank. And all it's going to do is it's just going to circulate all around there and keep that inner channel for the rotary valve brass gear lubricated and cool. That rotary valve gear in there, the one made out of brass, melts. And I'm going to show you what it looks like now when it melts, because people take off the oil pumps or totally neglect doing the conversion properly, because on a Yamaha and stuff like that, you don't have to worry about it. If the Yamaha oil pump fails after you've done a premix conversion, it doesn't matter. It's just going to eventually might catch on fire, but whatever. Honestly, it'd get put out instantly. So, what is this? This is that shaft I'm talking about. Right here. Look at that. Pretty, huh? You can see it melted. It's not only totally shredded, but it got hot, started misforming, started jumping teeth, and then eventually just got munched by the steel gear that's on your crankshaft. Let's see if this thing will focus. Look at that. It's ruined. I mean, now you got to also remember, when this goes, a couple things are going to happen. One, what do you think the rest of this brass ends up? It ends up only in that channel, if you have good seals and everything. But if you don't, then it's going to end up in the bottom of your engine, and eventually it will ruin your crankshaft if you don't catch it. But it'd be kind of hard not to catch it, because what's going to happen is one of these ports is going to get covered by the actual rotary valve. like this. This will spin, opens one hole, closes the other. That's how it does your timing. Instead of reed valves on a SEADOO, you have this, which is dumb. I hate this. This is a poor designed dinosaur technology thing. I mean, they thought they were so cool with the Rotax engines. I hate it. I'm glad the Vortex don't use this system. In 1997, the GTI was the first one that got rid of the rotary valve. Don't quote me, I don't know. But I was looking at the sheet. Yeah. So when that fails, when this brass gear fails, I'm going to show you what happens. This, most likely, 9 times out of 10, I've seen it stopped like that. This port half closed. For some reason, I don't know why right there, but one of the ports is half closed and it stops. This is just going to stop. Your crankshaft is still going to turn. Your pistons are still going to fire. Only one of them is going to fire. And it's going to fire like shit. And you're going to limp, if you can, back to the dock or wherever it failed. You're going to limp. And all you're doing is more damage, trying to get it back. So, inspect this regularly, guys. I'll have another video for you guys tomorrow. But until then, let me know what you guys think. Comments, questions, concerns. I'll catch you tomorrow. Bye-bye.